We're just rolling the pedals over nice and easy right now. Gonna move it up to everyone being at about a 5 out of 10 while you're at a preferred cadence. That means a little bit different things for different people, but we're constantly working on improving our range. 90 to 100 RPM is what I mean when I'm saying preferred cadence. But if you're not efficient at that yet, then a little bit under is fine. Those of you who've worked tons on leg speed or are fortunate enough to have some natural leg speed, probably closer to 100, but that's fine. Wherever you are, just think about being relaxed. Relax shoulders, face, hands, pedaling circles, think about that, and bring it right up to your 5 out of 10, either gear, wattage if you're using that as your guideline, effort, perception. Should be able to talk comfortably in sentences. Okay, I have a little visitor in the studio today, and he just decided to go downstairs, so I'm hoping the door isn't open. Okay, he's decided to be very independent these days. Okay, we're gonna start bringing the gear up. We're just actually gonna do 10-ish minutes of bringing some effort into the legs. So from here, you're settled in nicely at that endurance pace. We're gonna go the best part of another minute. Hello. Best part of another minute right here. And then we're gonna increase the gear so we're at our 60%. Now what you're gonna do this morning, we're going to simulate rolling terrain where we're pushing pretty hard on the ups, recovering on the downs, but not at full recovery. We're gonna do quite a few repetitions of that, and then we're gonna finish with what ends up being a really challenging hill. It's modeled after one of the crux points in the event that some of you are training for, but also applicable to any steep grade, pretty challenging length, almost 12 minutes. And they're gonna do that at the end. So we're gonna suck a little bit out of our legs, doing the rollers, and then finish with that. So bring it up to 6 out of 10, 60% using wattage or feel, keeping your cadence nice and crisp. So I have to ask one of our guests, Sally, if she has a new, what do you call it? A new favorite British rider after the last, yeah, she does. Very impressed to see Sally come out in a full Wiggo kit one day with the bike, whole thing, back in the Bradley Wiggins domination days. Just got over the Olympics and right now looking forward to World Championships coming up. So that's going to be a little bit of bike fan time. Okay, just feeling nice and solid through the feet. A little bit of push through the pedals. Hold on to that. Remember, in the beginning of our warm-up, quite often, even these lower ranges feel a little bit of a push as we're starting to get into it. But by stimulating the muscle groups, energy systems, then we can go back to them and they'll feel quite comfortable. So we're just doing that right now. 30 more seconds right here. And then I'm going to actually bring you back to 50%. So we're just nudging it up. We're going to get to feel that little bit of regroup. And bringing it up a little bit more after the break. 25 seconds right here. When you're warming up, always just kind of think about how you feel for the day, what your body's doing. Sometimes it'll be telling you it's not really too happy about being on the bike and getting fired up early in the morning or whenever it is, late at night even. We just have a little assessment and back it off now. Hold the cadence and bring the gear back down just a little bit. Only a minute. You're going to be doing a lot of quick recoveries from quite a hard effort. What we're working on is the ability to do a number of rollers on terrain, pushing with a group up and over, and then recovering just on the downhill using leg speed, but coming back to about this feeling, okay? Which won't feel like this when you've just done a big push. But getting comfortable with recovering at that rate. In 5 seconds, bring it up to 7 out of 10, 2, 1, your 70% number. Getting comfortably uncomfortable out of your full endurance range, which happens a little bit below this. We were just in it. But the 7 out of 10, 70% is for some of you with a bit less of a range. Earlier on in your biking or athletic days, might be getting very close to your hour power. Most of you are more in the 75 and a bit over that for your hour power. We've tested this a lot. Lots of feedback that sometimes you surprise yourself when you actually get out there and look at the numbers in real biking. You've done 1 minute. 1 minute at 70%. Keep it right here. Should have a little catch in the voice if you were to try and talk. Feel the muscles just squawking a little bit. Interesting, just watching some videos on old school training methods from the long time ago champions of the sport for the Second World War. And one of them, his big training gig was 150K out tempo riding by yourself, and then you meet a group for 100K and you ask them to attack you at random throughout the effort. And now that's in the days of very, very, very long stages in pro cycling, but still think about going through a long block of work like that, and that's then when the action starts, which is what a lot of big events and bike racing certainly ends up being. Just the distances have come down a little bit. 30 seconds, you're gonna stay like this. We're gonna back off again. We're gonna do one more little hard piece, and then we're into the rollers. So getting her going right away. 50 more seconds like this. Think about your feet, nice and strong. Keep the circles going. 5 seconds before a little break. 3, 2, and just back that gear off. Let your legs just assimilate that little bit of push. And up, level off, up, level off, and then a last push before our intervals. Soft pedaling here. Recover, recover. Have a little drink, keep water going in. If you're a little bit bad like me on remembering hydration, give yourself times or things that cue you to drink. Little recovery piece. What are you gonna do? One of the things you make sure you do, grab your bottle. All kinds of little tricks. And those support people out with a lot of pro riders in different cycling disciplines part of their job is just to make sure that the athletes, when they're so busy with the racing and the hard work and the bleeding out, oh yeah, that's a Clara, bleeding out the eyeballs, making sure that they actually are taking in food and drink. Okay? Next 15 seconds. Bring the gear right up for me to 8 out of 10, your 80% number. Just gonna do a short one. You just wanna touch it. Let's get it in 5 seconds now. Bring that gear in. 2, 1. Watch the rocking and rolling. Watch the punching down because it feels harder than what you've done so far. Keep the circles going, pulling through and back into the bottom of your circle, using the whole thing up and around. Come on, guys. You're going to give me another 15 seconds. Not long. Just enough to really start feeling it. 10. Okay? Eyes up. Strong through the feet. Last a little bit. 3, 2, 1. Recover, recover. So you have a big block of work. I'm just going to give you best part of 3 minutes right now before we fully get started. The first effort is about like that, plus a little bit. Okay? So what we're simulating is we're taking a rolling course and we're thinking about being pushed by the group or pushing the group. Sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail, but you're gonna push up those 45-second pieces at a pretty nice cadence, 90 cadence. Again, I want it to be your preferred cadence. If your preferred is just a tad below that, that's okay. Bit above it, that's okay as well. But try and be around that 90% optimal cadence. And then each second part of the roller is coming back to 50 to 60% using a high cadence. So the gear comes down a lot. You're generating the power by leg speed, a lot of it. So that means an easier gear, an easier resistance load. So work through that. Don't fret about getting it just right. Try and go from 80, 85% feeling or watts at that preferred cadence, and then down the rollers, recovering in around that endurance pace. So in the beginning, it's not going to feel like endurance pace. In the beginning, it's going to feel a lot harder. Give it a few seconds, recover, recover. You'll have about 30 seconds where you feel actually like it's coming down, and then you go again. All right, let's get ready in the next 45 seconds, 40 seconds now actually, by finding that cadence or locking it in, starting to bring a little bit of gear in, not too much. I'll give you that last 10-second countdown. Again, have a slug of water while you're here, just because we want to keep it going in. Even though these efforts are hard, I want you to watch the rocking and rolling. Try and keep your core really stable by being able to look at yourself in a mirror or on the computer. You can manage that. Here we go. Gear up. First 45 seconds. Starting in 5, 2, 1. Here we go. Come on. Pushing up this roller. Stable in your center. Strong through the feet. I'm going to give you countdowns on this. You're at halfway right now. Think of it being just a grade, not really a hill that you may perceive to be a hill. And it should be hard to talk, which I can feel. Last 5 seconds. We're going to get right over into that downhill. 2, 1. Get the gear off. Use your cadence. Quick feet. Quick feet. Recover, recover. 1 minute. Talk about this a lot with our groups. Concept of a hill. What you're going to find is more in your happy place, less in your happy place. We're actually doing a combination right here. This is more my happy place. This is not my happy place. So the second piece is going to be a steep, have a bunch of steep pitches, carrying it up over a long piece, long hill. Quite high grades, but right now we're probably only between 2+ and 4% of a slope. Let's get ready again. Into an up, in 3, 2, 1. Come on, get it up there. 80, 85%. You're just feeling the pull of the group. We'll do these first ones where we're sitting in a group that's challenging us. Second ones maybe will be the hammer. 15 seconds. Learning to take on that recovery, really utilize it. It's coming up in 5 seconds. 3, 2, get that gear off. High cadence. You have a tendency, some of us have a tendency to get around the crest of a hill, back right off the pedals. I want to encourage you to give it a little bit longer into the downhill so that the momentum of your bike and the downhill grade is helping you in your recovery. Snugged right in the wheels there. Kind of pay attention to how long after the push you're really feeling that recovery come in. How about a little drink? 30 seconds. This is the third one of 5 rollers. Getting through this fast. And there is, of course, another set. Just so you know. Doesn't mean you have to save anything. Here we go again. Back onto a roller. 2, 1, up. Around that 90 cadence, using your leg speed, pushing into the grade. Come on guys, strong through the feet. Halfway already. These are just little pitches. Come on. Turn it over. Keep it going. Positive. Always just want to get over the crest. Almost there. Come on. Last 5 seconds, we're in. 3, 2, back it off. So learning that timing of getting over the crest and then getting the gear right into the downhill might give you 5, 10 more seconds proper recovery than if you back off a little early, have to push over the crest. Now you're a little bit behind the game. You want to learn to be right on it. Focus. Last few seconds over the top. Enjoy a few more seconds on the easy. Recover, recover. Got another 30 seconds. Fourth one coming up. Other thing with this workout is for those planning to do the event over in Victoria, lots of rolling terrain and then a few big crux steep hills. You never climb for long, but your legs are drained by the time you get to them. Bring it up again. 90 cadence now, dropping the cadence. 2, 1, here we go. 4th roller. Come on, eat it up. These first ones, we're envisioning riding with a group a little faster than us. We're having to push to stay up. That's okay. Learn to do that. Coming into our last 5 seconds. Keep it going. Right over the crest. Remember, 3, 2, and back it off. Recover, recover. One more in this set. Using that leg speed, still pushing into the pedals. Take a few seconds here to check on everything being relaxed. Awesome, guys. When you're feeling it, breathing's a bit better. Again, getting in. A swig of water. Sometimes when we look at a profile of a course or a ride, it can be deceiving. Learn to be able to kind of properly analyze. These kinds of things on a profile look flat, but then your legs feel like, what the heck? That wasn't flat. You get to the hills, feeling like you've already done some. So here we go, 5 seconds. Bring that gear up, cadence down a little bit. Last one in the set, 2, 1. Come on. Bring that power up. Awesome. Relax your upper body. Don't waste energy. Looking really good. Keep the lungs open. You're over halfway now. Keep that number solid. Keep that effort solid. Once you're at the cadence and the gear, you don't have to think about much else. Just keeping it going. Last 5. 3, 2, back it off one more time. One more time, we're staying at 50 to 60%. Bring the cadence up. A little flat recovery after this in 60 seconds. Recover, recover. Lots of times we ride with groups. Pace is just a little bit over that easy bottom level. Feel like it should be feeling easier, but get used to locking into this kind of effort and being okay with it for a long time. 30 more seconds. 30 more seconds, less than that now. Keep that bit of pressure. Feel the heart rate coming down as you're still pushing into the pedals with a decent amount of pressure. 10 more seconds. Then we're going to full recovery, just for a piece. Nicely done, everyone. In 3, 2, 1, and relax. Right down, any range you want. 1, 2, 3 out of 10. Learn how distinctively different that is from active recovery. We're going to do another set like that. Exactly the same. Lots of times when we do intervals, we're going into things very fresh. That is obviously a key to getting good quality, but also for learning to improve some elements of our riding, going into things already a little bit challenged. Very different feeling. You'll be surprised what you can get out of yourself. So we're going to do exactly the same. We're on a little flat here. How's my guest? How's Kyle doing? He's good. Okay, so we are, as I said, coming up to another big cycling month. Those of you that like to follow stuff, and even if you don't, you might find it a little bit interesting, tune into some. So of course, we saw one of the most amazing bike riders on the planet. He has been coined and comes through it honestly. Grandfather, multi-tour rider, father, pro racer, Matthew van der Poel, very talented. And he is, after his unfortunate miscalculation, and it was a miscalculation that put him out of the Olympic mountain bike race that he had focused on, even though he was in the yellow jersey at the Tour, you know, a little time out to do that. But he's coming back for World Championships, so that'll be interesting to see if he can get a little bit of revenge on Sally's new favorite, Tom Pidcock, who did win the gold, and both of them, of course, cyclocross racers. So they're bringing a whole kind of new wave of interest from that very traditional, firmly entrenched discipline of cycling. Those of you who are riding gravel now, probably getting a little bit of an idea of what cyclocross is like. Some pieces have some similarity. Here we go, 20 seconds. Back up here. 90 cadence-ish. 8 to 8.5 out of 10, 85%. Another set of rollers. In 5 seconds, bring the gear up. Gonna get into it. 2, 1, here we go. Get that power up. First one always feels a little gnarly again. Remember, this is a big push, but we're keeping it in control. We're halfway through this effort already. Keep it going. A grade somewhere, gentle hill. Always surprising how hard these can feel at a high pace. In 3, 2, and get that downhill. Recover, recover. Lots of events now actually happening through the coming months. I want you to remember some of these. If you're doing any of them, 45 seconds. Awesome, guys. Breathing rates come down. Take a little drink. High cadence. 105 if you can do it. Keeps that gear low. Using that leg speed end of the spectrum. Second one, right here. Second one, second set. Do a little top to bottom. Relax your face, shoulders. Bring that gear up. In 3, 2, 1. Back on the roller. Come on, guys, push, push. We said this time you're the hammer in this set. So you're taking charge of the pace, going to the front, bringing up the effort a little bit for your compadres that you found or started out with. 10 seconds. Come on, guys. Here we go. Push, push. In 3, 2, over the top, leg speed. Can't emphasize how important that 5 seconds or so becomes in your overall riding. That you learn when to let the pressure off the pedals, dependent on the grade, depending on what you're doing. Good job, guys. 45 seconds. 45. Recover. Breathing even. We're at the midpoint of this coming up. Have another little drink. Your goal, one of these hour workouts in normal climate conditions, should be to get a bottle down. Might have fans on, you might feel like you're fine, but you need the hydration. Here we go. Third one. In 3, 2, 1, up, up. Come on, guys. Push, push. Use that cadence around 90. It's a grade that you can turn the pedals over at a good rate. So you're finding the gear that's going to allow you to get the power out, but also a good turnover. Last 5 seconds now. Come on. You got this. In 2, 1. Magic sweet spot. Here we go. 2 to go. 2 to go. Keep the cadence high. Recover, recover. 45 seconds. 2 more. Then we have a break, and we know we're going into this pitchy hill, very different from the rollers we've been doing. We're gonna go right into a wall in the early part. We're gonna get up that wall, roll over, another wall, and so on. Right now, worry about these last 2 rollers. 10 seconds, 90 RPM again. Bring the gear up again. 80, 85, 2, 1. Here we go. Come on. Big recruitment of muscles, hamstrings, quads. Feel the pressure through your feet. You're halfway done. Come on, guys, eyes up. Try and look up the road. Look ahead of the bike. Practice good habits. Here we go. That crest is right up there again. Last 3 seconds. 2, 1. Get the downhill. Last one. As I said, if you get this timing right, over the crest, keeping 2, 3 more seconds, and you're rolling right into that downhill where the grade is helping you. You maybe even clicked it up a gear, but you still have the leg speed. Nice turnover. Take another drink. This is your last one. A little bit of self-talk. Remember, you're the one leading the charge in these. Just kind of testing everyone's legs before you get to that big steep. 15 seconds, last one. You can start bringing the cadence down. Start bringing the gear up. Less than 5, 2, 1. Here we go. Last big one. Get up that pitch. Get up that pitch. Sometimes you have to fight a little bit to keep the turnover. But once you get it, lock it in. Last 15 seconds here. Come on, guys. Last 15. Coming out to our last 5. 3, 2, back it off, 50 to 60. Last time. Recover. Recover. 60 seconds. Have you heard that term before? Sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. We've all had those days riding with your friends. Some days you're like, what the heck? I feel like I'm getting beaten up. Other days, feel strong. Go to the front, your friends are saying, what's up with you? Where's the fire? Good to feel both. Gives you a check on reality. I feel so sorry for those people that are always a hammer. Always making everyone hurt, right? What fun is that? 10 more seconds. And we're going to complete recovery just before we hit our wall. Last 5, 3, 2, and relax. I'll tell you about the hill. Okay. So you have steep with little steps on it. Now, I call it a crux point in this ride because it goes into more rolling, although it starts out with a downhill, more rolling, and then you really have established where you're going to be for the end. So this is where, in the actual Tour de Vic, a lot of people do get decimated. We go into a grade, and then we're going to do that at our 70% preferred cadence. Then you hit a wall. It's about 15% grade, which, those of you who know your grades, it's steep. It's like very steep. Although the top is steeper, and the road is not great. So we're going to do a minute right up at our 80 to 90%. Really hard. You're going to have to push that hard to get up it. And it's going to be a mid-range climbing cadence. 70 RPM plus, if you can get a bit of plus. Then you're going to do another minute where it's at a little bit less effort, 80 RPM. And then we're going to stand for the top of that pitch. We're going to go back and do that again for the next pitch. And then we're going to finish with 3 minutes hard at the very top, which, if you've seen it, it goes around a corner, it just really kicks up over 18%, and the road is quite rough. But as you get to the very top of that, it's done and into a downhill. We're going to start this in under a minute. So get your heads around this being about 12 minutes. The whole rest of our session, make sure you have some water. Make sure you're enjoying this last 30 seconds or so. The first piece, we said, the road starts to kick up, the pace starts to kick up. We want a nice cadence as long as we can, but then you're going to be at 70% to start out. Then the wall. 20 seconds, keep your cadence nice. Have one last little drink of water. You're not going to be taking your hands off the bars much after this. I mean, if you're really riding, you can do it in here. on your indoor bike. Okay, 5 seconds. Bring the gear up. 70%. 2, 1, and we're into it. Keep that preferred cadence. Good job. Watch the gears. Don't overgear. Almost at 30 seconds. This is your little piece of comfortably uncomfortable. Sometimes feels harder than just getting on with it. Just give me that gnarly uphill I have to do. But the people that go too early, a little bit too hard before it, often pay the price. So we're having a bit of patience. We're pushing hard. But it isn't the big ask yet. That's coming in 30 seconds. We can see the road kicks up, unfortunately steeply. I'll say that. We're starting to feel it. 70 to 80 RPM, 10 seconds. Our cadence is dropping. The grade is coming into our legs. We're up to an 80 to 90 effort to be able to manage it. Come on. 1 minute. This is the worst part. This is the worst part. Hold on. Try and keep your composure. As difficult as it is, keep your upper body calm. Don't waste energy. Push. All the way. Come on, guys, watch those shoulders. Sandra, shoulders. Good. Me too, Leslie, shoulders. Come on, guys. Dropping the effort a tiny bit. 80 RPM. Another minute. 2, 1. Come on. 80 RPM. Use that cadence. Awesome, guys. Come on. Look ahead of you on the road. Look ahead of you on the road. Don't hang your head just because you're indoors. 30 more seconds. Come on. Really got to pull the feet around. Use them. Where your power's going. You're going to get on top of this. Standing. 5 seconds. All right? Don't lock your elbows. 2, and up. Come on. Come on. Drops if you want. On a climb, I tend to use my hoods. Pull the bike with me. I'm trying to recover because it keeps going up. It's still hard. Going right back into that again. Drive the heel down a little bit. Extend your leg. 2, 1, 70 to 80 RPM. 80 to 90 again. Come on. 2 steep pitches here. Haul it around. And see why it's a crux point. Not easy. Not easy. Come on. Speak. Just give yourself a few words. Trying to recover. Trying to get through this. Think you're the hammer again. I want to be the nail on this one. Come on, guys. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Effort will drop a tiny bit. Grade comes back down. 8%-ish. Still a hill. 80 cadence. You're already there. You managed it. Higher output, just hold the cadence. Drop the gear a little. In 3, 2, 1. Come on. Get a little break after this. Stay with your peeps, stay with your peeps, come on. Come on, guys. Dig into it. Another little crest. Another little crest coming up. This is where you use all that self-talk. You like it hard. You like it hard. Legs hurting. Someone may tell you you wish you were on an e-bike, but you actually don't, because this is what you do it for. Feel your accomplishment. 2, 1, come on. Last pitch now. 30 seconds. Last pitch before a little flat in the middle. Come on, guys. 15 seconds. Take it up and over. Just a little flat. Short one coming up. In 3, 2, 1. Preferred cadence, 60%. Quickly as you can. Recover. Recover. Keep the pressure on the pedals. You know how to do this. Keep the pressure on the pedals. Had someone say that to me the other day. Going up a hill, someone passed me on an e-bike. Don't you wish you were on an e-bike? Like, no, actually, I like what I'm accomplishing right now. 45 seconds. Have a drink. Come on, 30 seconds to go. Feel your composure come in, your heart rate's come down a lot. And now, there's that nasty little kicker at the end. It's only a minute and then 30 seconds over the top. Ready? This is it. Here we go. 1 minute. 70 to 80 cadence. 80 to 90%. 2, 1. 1 minute. Come on. Strong through the feet. Strong through the feet. Come on, everybody. A really hard minute here. Everything you've done, rest of the workout, building up to it. Come on, guys. Stay right there. Stay right there. You just got one little hard part of the end. Gonna go in 15 seconds. Okay, guys. Keep it going. You're gonna kick this up to your maximum push. 30 seconds. In 2, 1. Come on. Drive it over the top now. Seated or standing. whichever you like. Come on, almost halfway. Almost halfway. 15 seconds. Keep on it. Last bit. 10. Come on. Drive it home now. 5, 3, 2, and on a downhill. Let it go. Recover. Recover. Good work, everyone. Good work. Give yourself a little breather. So we're just going to do a little bit of structured leg speed to finish off so that I can encourage you to push the blood around after that pretty big push at the end. So I don't have a definite cue for your wattage or output, but somewhere between 3 and 5, and just at a nice cadence where you're pushing the blood around 90 to 100. Very important, although we sometimes sit up after a big effort, still important to move everything around again before we get off our bike. So 90 to 100, first little bit. We're gonna move it up to 100. I want you to keep adjusting the gear so you're just at this output you've determined for yourself. 3 to 5. Relax the shoulders, a few deep breaths. And just think about what you just got done. Good one. One of the really important things, we know warming up is important, cooling down is important. Can't remember who it was being interviewed after their effort at the Olympics. It was, I think it was the road that I was commentating, but they grabbed him to go have a chat after he's just completely blown his max coming across the line. And you know, some question like, how are you feeling? And he goes, I'd feel a lot better if I wasn't doing this interview and I could go warm down. Sometimes after the effort, your brain maybe not having the same politically correct conversation. As some of the harder events I've done, I say, I don't know, you certainly get a little dumb for a bit sometimes after all that effort. But good job, everyone. We're just gonna keep rolling the pedals over for the workout today. We're coming up to the last little bit. So I just want you to make sure, if you can, stay on your bike and keep rolling through around 100 cadence right now for everyone who's still with us. Around 100 cadence, keeping the effort low, pushing it up even to 105 again. We'll just nudge into that. 105. Watch the gear. Make sure you're not starting to grind out too much effort. We're just trying to start our recovery effectively. Another 20 seconds here. We'll come back down to 100 RPM after that. If the concept of 100 RPM is still a little challenging, anything over 90 is fine, just to keep it moving around. And also, it makes you keep your gear light, okay? So back to 100, 2, 1, 100 RPM. Job. Just a few deep breaths. And as we drop from 100 RPM, we'll start doing a little bit of a stretch and an open up. So in 5 seconds, let's go back to that 90 to 100. Comfortable, watching the gear again, not too high. We can be going to full recovery now. So thanks everyone for the workout. That's a wrap.